Okay, so don't mind the appearance. It's cold out here. Anyway, I have a horse, Woody, who has what looks to be a kick in the leg from one of my other horses. So in this video, I'm going to show you the steps I would take and the steps that I teach as an equine first aid instructor. Would I bandage Woody's wound at this point? No, I don't think so. But I always take these opportunities when my horses get injured to keep them conditioned to accepting first aid treatment, because the worst time to teach a horse to accept any type of first aid treatment is when they actually need the treatment. So what I'm doing or going to do right now is collect all of the supplies that I need to properly clean and bandage his leg, and then I will show you the steps that I take. So I'll be back. So I got my supplies, and now I am going to go get my patient so I can get his wound cleaned out and properly covered. Again, this is just practice to keep my horses conditioned in case there is some type of emergency. And here is my patient, my Woods. We're gonna fix you up. And just so you can see, there's the wound on his leg. Happened sometime last night, but I'm still gonna, like I said, get it cleaned up. So there are 3 steps that I teach in my equine first aid clinics. They're called the 3 C's. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those right now and kind of try to show you along the way. I am the first responder right now, and I'm also the camera person, so we'll see how good this is in the end. So I've gone out and gathered my supplies for this little endeavor that I'm going to partake in with Woody. And I don't have saline solution made up in my sprayer that I typically use, because it only lasts, I think, up to 7 days, and I don't have any in a canister. So I've taken a clean bucket and a rag, warm water, and some salt, and made my own saline solution. If you want the recipe, you can find that online. No, dude, it's not your grain bucket. So I am going to go ahead and wipe his wound up as best I can, because there's debris on it, and start the process. Okay, so I've got it pretty cleaned up. Took his hair off and gave him a nice little gash, nothing too major. Would I call my vet for this wound? No. I'm going to take care of it myself. Will I keep an eye on it? Of course. But if it was definitely closer to his knee joint or on his knee joint, yep, I would put a call into the vet, because you do not want to mess with any type of injury, even if it looks minor, near the joints. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply my wound gel to my non-stick pad and place it over the wound like that. The bandaging is complete. Like I mentioned, I'm my own camera person today, so I'll kind of explain to you what I've done. Woody was a fairly good patient, but again, I wouldn't normally do this. I just took the opportunity to keep him in condition should something major happen. So what I teach in my class is bandages don't have to look pretty. They just need to be functional. So you saw me place my non-stick pad with the wound gel over the wound. And then I used today what I had on hand, because remember, this is an emergency, quote unquote. So I had my second layer, a clean cotton towel. So I left part of my towel hanging out at the top because if this wound was really bleeding, that would allow me to see that because this would get soaked in blood. My third layer was, you can see a little of it here, gauze stretch wrap. So that held my first 2 layers in place. And then I secured all of that with vet wrap. And then in case you're wondering what this duct tape is doing around his leg, well, he's going to be turned back out into his stall. And I don't want the duct tape, number one, to let loose, because as you know, sometimes that happens. But also it serves as, if this was a more major injury, it serves as an expansion joint or a tab. And if you can see here, I've marked it with the Sharpie marker. So that way, if there was any swelling going on, the tape would separate and I'd know what the heck. So that's that. Also, I didn't do a very good job here, but because he's going to be turned back out, I don't want anything whisked back up into his injury. So I typically am more cognizant of that, and I cover this with vet wrap. So yeah, I think that's about it. Will he keep this on right now? No. I'm going to put him back out in his stall, but he is doctored up and his wound has been cleaned. So anyway, thanks for watching. And if you ever want to come out and learn some really great equine first aid skills, if your horse had some type of injury or accident, you'll know what to do before they can be seen by your veterinarian or until your vet can arrive on scene to assess the situation. All right, see you guys soon.